Today is the big one. We have won big leagues before. La Liga has been ticked off. We unfortunately didn't win the Bundesliga, but we have won the Europa League. We have the opportunity today to win the Champions League. Weirdly, we won the Europa League and La Liga, obviously, whilst both at Real Sociedad in the Spanish divisions. This Champions League final is being played at Atletico Madrid's ground, the Metropolitano. Is that a sign in our favour that we are destined to win the Champions League this season? Maybe so. Equally, maybe not, because we didn't win the Copa del Rey because we lost to Atletico Madrid. So there are signs one way and signs the other way as to whether this is or is not going to be a positive experience for us here at Borussia Dortmund. We'll have the Champions League final today with extended highlights of, and then we'll give you a full season roundup at the end of the episode as well. And then tomorrow will come the vote for what happens for Season 9, which I believe I'm expecting to be the last season of this player career mode save. So we would very much like to win at least something major again before we end this save. We've done La Liga, which is a major trophy. We've done the Austrian division. We've done the Polish division. We've done the Europa League. Can we do the Champions League? I hope so. Drop the video a like to make sure you don't miss out on any more content. Subscribe as well. We say thank you to Greven, to Toxic Truth, and to Majestic Jedi as well for your continued support in the comment section as we push on through the content. We are at home. No, we're not. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're not at home. Nobody's at home. Oh, but thankfully, the manager is playing Wirtz and Pavic. We are at full strength. As strong as we could be, anyway. Apart from maybe Connor James not being in there. And Bakayoko on the left-hand side. Alright, we're not at full strength. But we're strong enough, we hope. Ha! I'm really nervous. I want to leave Dortmund with something. We left Tottenham with nothing. And I don't want to have back-to-back bottle seasons. Let's win the Champions League! Cheers. So no, go away with your Champions League music. Don't copyright me, please, you silly game. I don't know why they put it in if we're gonna get copyright struck. Win the game! Conversion percentage rate is 60%. That's not going to happen. That could. 8.5 absolutely is achievable as well. Yep, Kylian Mbappe's playing. Let's have a look at PSG's lineup then. The team that stand in my way. Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal at 90 rated. Caleb Knight at right back, a regen. Hincapié and Tuta at 86 and 80 rated, with Balde, the former Barcelona left back, at left back. There's DJ Dales, Patreon player at CDM. Vitinha at only 84, intriguingly. And Milinkovic-Savic now at only 80, so certainly some decline there. Bradley Barcola on the right-hand side at 84. Kasper Kozłowski on the left at 85. And Mbupi at 94 through the middle. On the bench, they've Arthur Giles, Luis Enrique, Noah Mbamba, Hugo Ekitike, Karim Adeyemi, formerly of Dortmund. Ooh, that bodes poorly. And has some sort of script written, doesn't it? Adria Pedrosa and Lucas Lavalier. Right. Please, lads. Please. At the Wanda Metropolitano. A ground we've won at before with a different club. We've won European competition before with a different club. We've thoroughly enjoyed our time at Dortmund. Can we seal it with the biggest trophy of our entire career thus far in 8 years? The Champions League final is underway, but it's not underway with a chance for Borussia Dortmund. We'll have extended highlights of this game for this episode, as it is a one-game special. You imagine that Kylian Mbappe will be at the heart of most things that they do, but he's lost it to Nick Pavic there. Costello Jr. will bring it away for us. We've got the capability and the quality in this side to do the job today. It's just a case of whether we will or not. This Dortmund side either turns up or it most certainly doesn't. There is no in-between. We're either stunningly good or disgracefully bad. We obviously rather significantly hope that it's the stunningly good that turns up today. If I can score in the final, that'd be great. If I could just be involved in positive play for the team, then that's enough, provided we win. So far, it has been all Dortmund pressure, but no chance on goal to threaten that 90-rated Donnarumma. But still, it is Borussia Dortmund that come forward, and Cowell could slot me in here. And with the chance in the box, I've hit the outside the post. I scored in the Europa League final. I've come that far away from doing so in the Champions League final too. Balde and Tuta, they're playing it around at the back, but we'll put the pressure on and maybe they'll cave under it. Paris Saint-Germain, not won the Champions League, I don't believe, in their history, potentially. Certainly there's a lot of hype put around PSG in the Champions League in real life, but I don't know whether that's because of the money as well as them having never won it in their history. Can't remember whether that's true or not. Whether they've won any European trophies at all. They obviously were a decent side before the money arrived, but certainly significantly got better once they were funded by an entire fucking state. Here's Cade Cowell back to Castello Jr. and Florian Wirtz involved for the first time. Bremer and back inside. Castello to me, or spin the man and then look to fly Florian Wirtz, which we've done well. Wirtz looking to find a through ball, which he couldn't. But the pressure on Gianluigi Donnarumma. PSG not yet made it into our half. But, oh no, it didn't quite fall for me. I won the ball back. The fact that we're dominating and haven't scored says to me that the moment that PSG get the opportunity to come up and have an attack of their own, they're going to take a 1-0 lead, aren't they? 32 minutes played here already. This Champions League final is already a third of the way through, provided we don't end up going to extra time or penalties. I'm going to have to make sure that I stay on the pitch and do enough to not get substituted off just in case it does go to extra time or penalties. So far, I'm only on a 6.4, which later in the game would see me probably at risk of being taken off the pitch. So, why would you do that first touch and then that pass? I just wanted a simple little knockdown to the man that stood next to me. If that costs us a goal, I'll be absolutely livid. It may well do. Vitinha's in. Good save by Kubel. It could have done. Why does it do it? Kozłowski with a corner short. Into Kylian Mbappe. He's going to have a lot to do from out there, but Kozłowski could have an effort from here. Little ball roll. Back to DJ Dales. I've blocked it. It's fallen to Milinkovic-Savic, but now Martinez does enough, and then anyway will do for us defensively, which suits me. 43 minutes played, the first half coming to its close here. PSG started on the back foot. They're very much ending on the front foot. But provided they don't score, I'm happy to go in at half-time at 0-0. And it looks like they won't. It's scoreless at the break. We have hit the woodwork, though. And when I say we, I don't just mean the royal we. I mean bloody me. 0-0 at the break. It should have been 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund, though. But I didn't quite have my shooting boots on accurate enough. I don't mind them having a little bit of possession, provided they don't create too many chances. You imagine, if Mbappe has a chance similar to mine, he would not miss it. His finishing stat will be higher than mine. I'd probably go as far as to say that Mbappe's finishing stat is probably 99. Barcola with a rather nasty foul there, but advantage was played. And the ball comes forward still. Cade Cowell finds me. Got runners. Oh, and I couldn't find it through the gap to Vitinha. Unfortunately, Barcola certainly destined for a yellow card. Unfortunately, no goal for the team wearing yellow shirts so far. Caleb Knight down the right-hand side. I wonder whether he's a Carl Walker regen. Certainly going to be English, Caleb Knight, isn't he? Or at least British, to say the least. And I can't think of any other right-backs that aren't English that would generate a regen that gets to the mid-80s. Knight to Mbappe. On his left, perhaps, to Kozłowski. Tackled by Roth and away, thankfully. Okay, we're withstanding the attacks defensively, and we're starting to build our own offensively again. I'm in on my left foot this time. Goal in the Champions League final, scored by your boy. Unbelievable, Jeff. It's 1-0 Dortmund. Goal. What's the conversation? Oh, dear me. I don't remember hearing that when we played against Atletico Madrid before. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic into Kozłowski. PSG need a response now, but they've given the ball away. Are they getting a little bit nervous? We bottled the Bundesliga. Are they not necessarily going to bottle the Champions League, but they're going to lose it, regardless of how the result comes about? Oh, side netting from the left back. Tom Roth decided to try and squeeze it in at the near post and couldn't do it. Florian Wirtz going off. Connor James coming on. Kozłowski off for them. And I think Karim Adeyemi, indeed, yes it is, on for them. Well, it's written in the stars then. The former Dortmund man is on the pitch. Will he have anything definitive to say about the end result? We're putting a little bit of pressure on. Trying to force them backwards and keep them in their own half. Maybe make a mistake to give us a second goal. If we make it 2, you'd say that's game. But plenty of time left for PSG to find at least 1 to equalise as it stands right now. Don't make any mistakes of our own, please, gents. I'll be absolutely gutted if we throw the Champions League final away by making an individual error. Dylan Rowe, option out wide. Use him. Martinez found. Martinez could cross into the middle. He's found Rowe. Back in the box. Rowe still. I've scored 2! We're gonna win the Champions League! Oh, Samba boys! Samba, get your Alan Pardew out! Dortmund 2, me 2, PSG 0. You love to see it! Europa League, tick. Surely now Champions League, tick. I'm on a 9.8. Well, we might not have turned up in the Bundesliga. I was, not even arguably, I was the reason. I absolutely was the reason that we didn't win the Bundesliga. I had 2 one-on-one opportunities in what ended up being a 0-0 draw that had I scored just one of them, we would have won the league. So, and I said at the time as well, or said later in the season, I wouldn't be as gutted about losing the Bundesliga title if we could win the Champions League. Which we most certainly are doing. 2 goals and an assist for me here. Nick Pavic buries the ball in the back of the net. Paris Saint-Germain have crumbled and fallen apart, and there's still no Champions League for them. We have, as Hyperfail says in live chat, more than made up for it. No Bundesliga, but there is to be a Champions League. And arguably, not even arguably, it's not even close. You'd much rather win the Champions League, and that's exactly what we're doing. Yes, boys! I was so nervous coming into this that I would bottle the Bundesliga for us, and because we lost the FA Cup final, we have most recent experiences of throwing away a cup final as well, and the fact that we lost the Copa del Rey final the year before that. We've lost our 2 most recent finals. We lost the Copa del Rey final, we lost the FA Cup final, but we won the Europa League, and we're going to win the Champions League too. Rephrase, we've won the Champions League too. Borussia Dortmund 3, Paris Saint-Germain 0. I get a brace and an assist and a 10 out of 10 performance. Sorry, Paris Saint-Germain, it's not your day. It is ours. Now, whether we stay at Dortmund and go for the Bundesliga in what will be the final My Player season, or whether we move elsewhere and go for a different trophy that we haven't won before in a different nation. Well, to be fair, we haven't won the Bundesliga before, but you know what I mean. That depends on what you guys decide in tomorrow's vote video. Today, we will seal this episode out with a full season roundup, so you have an idea of what's going on elsewhere in Europe before the vote tomorrow. But let's enjoy the moment. The moment right now is Borussia Dortmund lifting that trophy. 10 out of 10. 2 goals and an assist in a Champions League final. That is the pinnacle of our career so far. Without question. And I'm pleased to have done it here at Dortmund after definitely denying them the Bundesliga title personally. A little bit of individual redemption to give us the Champions League here at Borussia Dortmund. I'm thrilled, lads. Really am absolutely made up with that. Let's go and find out what else happened around the leagues and see how this season ended elsewhere. I might even have been, with those 2 goals, the top goal scorer in the Champions League, because I think Kylian Mbappe was my rival in this competition. In the Bundesliga, domestically in the division, Daniel Weiland pipped me to the Bundesliga Golden Boot, but we may well have gotten the Champions League and the Golden Boot as well for a little bit of personal glory to go along with the team. UEFA Champions League winners, Borussia Dortmund. Yeah. All 3 objectives achieved. Loving life. We end the season here at Borussia Dortmund with two back-to-back 3-0 wins, 2 back-to-back 10 out of 10s and man of the matches where we scored 2 goals in each. Unfortunately, one wasn't for the Bundesliga title, but we have won the trophy, the main trophy, isn't it, really? The Champions League is the one to win. If you win a domestic league or not, great, but the phrase is every player wants to play in the Champions League, and you do or don't go to a club because they do or don't have Champions League football. We did have Champions League football. That's why you guys chose to send me to Dortmund, and we leave Dortmund, or we stay at Dortmund. I don't know which way the vote's going to go. We certainly end this season with only, unfortunately, the 1 trophy, but what a trophy it is that we're leaving or ending this season with. The big one. Loving life. Right, that's going to be the last action of the whole save in terms of other cup finals, etc. So I praise my teammates there, because certainly they helped, but it was mainly me in that final. It was mainly me. Any other teams? There are 2 other teams interested in me now that include Napoli and Inter Milan, intriguingly. So certainly more options for you to vote on tomorrow than we previously thought that there might be. Let me initially start with competitions that we were involved in, so you can see exactly what's happened around Borussia Dortmund season. As you know from yesterday, we went unbeaten in the league, but we didn't win the title. Bayern Munich pipped us to it. Hoffenheim, the side that knocked us out very early on, in fact, I think, in the second round of the Pokal, went all the way to the final and won it. So I guess there's that. The relegation playoffs were won by Hertha Berlin as well, so they'll be in the Bundesliga next season. The UEFA Super Cup was won by Real Madrid over Inter Milan. It was, of course, 2 seasons ago that we won the Europa League with Real Sociedad. We know what happened in the Champions League final, don't we? In the Europa League final, Sevilla. What a shock. Sevilla win the Europa League. Never. Not seen that before. Juventus lose it. And in the... Oh my God. Crystal Palace by 5-1 against Genk in the Europa Conference League. GG's Crystal Palace. They'll be in the Europa League next year. So, personally, my goal scoring in the Bundesliga wasn't quite enough. 22 in 33 there. Not enough to get the Golden Boot. However, in the Champions League, I was, by a way, actually, the top goal scorer in the competition. I didn't even need to score in the final to ensure that we got it. But 16 goals in 13 games may well be the best Champions League goal scoring season in Champions League history, perhaps. I wonder how many assists I got as well. I tried to get as many as I could. I got 16, I think, all told for the season. 10 of which came in the Bundesliga. And then presumably some more came in Champions League as well. And 5 in the Champions League too. Really pleased with my personal season. Very, very pleased indeed with my own personal season. So we'll show you the squad hub here at Dortmund and the stats. 38 goals in 47 games for me. 15 assists in all competitions, including 2 extras in friendly games. Pavic's second top goal scorer with 10. Sorry, Dylan Rose second top goal scorer with 10. Pavic's there with 8. Also second and third in the creative charts as well. Actually, no. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. hadn't acknowledged that I dropped off top spot there. Joint assist getter with Dylan Rowe, who with 13 is the most creative player in the Bundesliga for us. I got 10. It's just a really good season, wasn't it? It was a really, really good season. 16, apparently, according to my live chat, is joint second in the most ever goals scored in a Champions League season. Cristiano Ronaldo did, at one point in time, score 17 goals in a Champions League campaign. I'm a little bit sad about that. I thought I'd made history. We've made personal history. We're up to 90 rated. We're not that far away from getting some more attribute points where we can make ourselves 91 rated, provided we get everything to go our way with regards to what we've got available to us. So let's see then. What have we got around the leagues? In England, Manchester City won the Premier League. Manchester City are in for us this year. Arsenal second, Newcastle third, and very intriguingly, West Ham fourth. West Ham are in for us this year and have Champions League football. Chelsea are also in for us, and they are 8th. No European football for Chelsea next year, but there is Champions League football at West Ham. You didn't see that coming, did you? Relegated from the Premier League are Norwich, Bournemouth and Everton. Coming up from the Championship below are Nottingham Forest and Coventry, with Watford, Luton, Blackburn and Leicester in the playoffs. Relegated from the Championship are Barnsley, Wigan and Charlton Athletic. Promoted back to the Championship from League One are Preston and Hull City, with Blackpool, Derby County, Sheffield Wednesday and Bolton in the playoffs. Cambridge survive and actually have a very good season, finishing in 12th. You love to see it. Relegated were Port Vale, Mansfield, Rotherham and Crewe. And coming up from League Two, Leyton Orient, Wrexham and Gillingham, and one of Carlisle, Exeter, Wimbledon or MK Dons. Relegated were Harrogate Town and Morecambe, should the National League be on the game. In Ligue 1, you imagine it's PSG. Indeed it is, by 4 points from Monaco, Stade Rennais and Toulouse. Here in the Bundesliga, coming up are Bochum and Hamburg, and Hertha Berlin won the promotion relegation playoffs, so they come up from the league below at the expense of... Was it Werder Bremen they played? It might be Werder Bremen. I can't quite recall off the top of my head for the promotion relegation battle. AC Milan top the table and win it in Serie A again. Inter, who are in for us, finish third and get Champions League football for next season. Napoli, who are in for us, finish 6th and will be in the Conference League next year. So no Champions League football for them. If you want me to follow up my Champions League victory with Champions League victory, then some of the teams, some of the big teams that are on the list aren't really going to be for you. Depends. You might want me to try and win a certain domestic division. Feyenoord win in the Netherlands. Porto win in Portugal. In the SPL, it's Rangers from Aberdeen from Celtic. And in La Liga, Real Madrid with a 100-point season, winning 32 of the 38. Barcelona in second. Atletico Madrid only 10th. Ugh. Our former team, Real Sociedad, there in 6th on this particular occasion. So that's how things look around Europe. That's how things look in our squad. The question is, what on earth is going on with my clothes there? That's horrendous. Let's take that off your screen. The question is, what happens with me next season? I'm going to go and make sure that I have the most amount of contracts available to you so that you can decide where you'd like me to go. And that deciding will happen tomorrow. Thank you very much for your support for this 8th season of the Player Career Mode. Join me tomorrow for the vote for the 9th. And I trust you to do the right thing, to send me to the right club, to hopefully help us end this save on a high with as many trophies as possible. I'll see you tomorrow. We want the Champions League.